You're a trained percussionist.
I thought you were about to say, you're a train wreck. I'm Alycia Debnam-Carey.
I'm Colman Domingo, and this is Between Two Faves.
What's the first horror or thriller movie you saw that kept you up at night? And was there a particular scene that left you spooked?
Carrie.
Yeah.
And I was like 6. My sisters took me to see horror movies because she's babysitting. My mother was like working 2 jobs, and so.
Did your mom find out?
I'm sure she did because I had nightmares and probably like wet the bed.
No.
Carrie was so scary, and the worst part of it was that hand that comes out of the graveyard at the end.
Oh.
Because you think the movie's all nice and over.
Yeah, it's
suddenly
not
it's like,
done. And it's always an older sibling too. I had a similar thing. It was a 12-year-old birthday party, and her older brother put on Chainsaw Massacre.
What?
I know. I was genuinely traumatized for a year.
Yeah, I don't really love a lot of horror.
No, and that's what's so insane is because like I find myself, you and I,
Right.
I'm like horror.
And here we are, Fear the Walking Dead.
And I'm just like, nope, can't look at it, can't watch it. Doing it is obviously so different because you know all the tricks. It's all lit, and there are 100 people around.
That
It's
guy's
all
named
fun.
Ken.
Yeah, you're like, that's just Ken. But no, it's not my genre.
If you and I swapped bodies for a day, what would you most be excited to wear from my wardrobe?
What's coming to mind right now is your Met Gala look. That was
a moment.
So iconic. Honestly, best dressed. The little flower, the calla lily. Oh, it was chic. I was paying attention. I remember always like turning up on set. You were wearing like a great colorful shirt, like little hot pants.
Those little shorts that I wore at one time. Because it was hot. We were in Texas.
It's so hot.
And
It's
I wore
like
but I was rocking some short shorts back then.
Yeah, 110 degrees. I mean, your whole wardrobe is iconic. It's amazing.
I always feel yours is too, but you're always very classic.
I like classic staple.
Elegant. Like you wear things from the 80s, 70s, 60s.
Thank you.
You know, you're my little Audrey Hepburn.
I'd be excited to wear all the patterns and the color, like the Versace
like this? Yeah, cool.
as well. This, I mean, is everything.
Yeah.
But like when you called me and you were like, I'm wearing a hot pink Versace suit,
Right.
I was like, oh my God, like this is
cool.
it. That was so cool.
Thank you. What's the best excuse you've ever used to escape a date that was going poorly?
I'm useless in those situations, and I'm just more
You
like,
just hang in there?
I guess I'll just hang in here.
I guess I'll just order some. Get another cocktail.
I guess I'll get another wine. Let's go.
You wouldn't have a girlfriend call you and be like,
I mean, those are the
text me
basic
after
ones.
15
Like,
minutes.
oh no, I have a family emergency. But that's the thing. That's not a good excuse. Everyone knows
kinda
exactly
lame,
what that is.
Right.
I feel like a good excuse is.
I think I'm coming down with COVID in the middle of this conversation.
I'm sick. That oyster was bad.
There
I
we
gotta go.
If it's going bad, you order oysters. And you're like, oh my God, I'm not feeling well.
Yeah.
You're like-
I'm the opposite. I don't know when to leave. I need someone to tell me, like.
Even if it's bad?
I once went on a really bad date, and I just decided to go like all in and start a full-blown debate argument.
I know I get very aggro then.
Me
I'm
too.
like, let me challenge you.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And so instead of actually
suck.
being like, fine, I'm gonna leave, I was like, all right, let's do it then. Give me a wine, let's go. Well, this is why you're wrong.
Wow.
This is what's fucking up. Like, I had a whole...
That's fantastic.
And then the worst part was that after, I was like in on this guy. And then after he was like, that was really great, we should do it again. I was like, are you insane? Were you there for the last hour and a half? Like,
You're like,
what?
I don't like you.
Insane.
Read the room.
Your energy is very calm, grounded, and loving. It's
Aw.
true. What are your daily affirmations that have helped you navigate tough days or life moments?
I don't know if I have any daily affirmations. I have a sort of daily guiding principles. I like to make sure that I wake up with the sun. I like to do something for my mind and my body and my spirit. It is a practice of kindness, not only to yourself and to the world, preparing yourself to be out there in the world. I need coffee, like you need coffee.
Yeah.
I like to walk in the garden in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll open up to the door and I just go out and look and wander around. Usually Raul will make me some coffee, which is my favorite thing. I like that he likes making me coffee.
I love that. It's the act of service. It's the consideration that is just, he knows you like it. So
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
If I've eased into the day and I was gentle and kind to myself, that will last for the rest of the day for other people. Well,
I've actually totally noticed that about you because obviously we've spent like 7 years on the same show and waking up early calls in the same car and
We
like
talked about that.
you having like
I needed an
calming
hour.
music on in the car, really decompressing and like starting slowly and kindly.
I'm gonna skip to this one thing because it brings me to what you just said.
Okay.
Tell me about a moment early in our friendship when you realized that we were real friends. Because you would come to me in those little dressing rooms we had, and you were like, Colman, can you help me? Can you help me put together? I like the vibe. That was it. You were like, can you help me? And I started to help you put together things. You're like, oh, look at this. I can do this. And we talk about ideas of creating our personal spaces. Because you're like, Colman, I love the space that you have here. Because you saw that I was bringing in lights and things like that. You're like,
yeah, you were making it like a home.
I was making it feel at home. That's when I started to recognize we were becoming friends.
Oh my God, you're absolutely right. I was trying to think about that moment of like, because obviously there's so many, I'd say, milestones to our friendship too. That first year in Baja.
We were all the way from wherever we lived, and whether it's LA or New York, and had to form a new way of being down there together. And I feel like leaning on each other in a different way. Me, you, and Frank in particular became very close.
Very.
That's when I was like, oh, I think she's kind of like a little sister to me. Because you would come in, we'd talk about very personal things, what we were going through. We were being very open with each other. Like so much so that they started to write towards it.
Yes, they did.
I think that happened because they saw how close we were.
100%.
How strong we are together as friends.
Chemistry.
The thing I always love about you is you have all these feelings and emotions and all, and you're also very strong. And I love like supporting you to be strong. I'm like, yeah, she's strong. Give her that. She has to do that, you know? And I love like, you know, being a support to you on that show. I really did. I really loved it.
You were my rock. I just feel so grateful and lucky for your friendship, forever.
Listen,
I mean, look at us. We just like can't stop now.
I think that you're a once-in-a-lifetime actress. I would say like a Faye Dunaway. And I think you have all the goods to do. You can be the it girl like you are, and it's what's inside. But it's the it girl who plays also 3 or 4 different other roles.
Yeah.
And I don't know many people, young women, who can do that. You are a leading lady, and you're also a character actress as well. So I feel like, because I've watched you evolve even with Fear the Walking Dead. And so when this came up, I'm like, the only person who can play it is Alycia.
What is your favorite or most challenging Strand Alycia scene from Fear the Walking Dead? Tell me yours and I'll tell you mine. I know what mine is.
What is yours?
Well, the challenging, I would say it was our goodbye.
Oh my God,
also,
that murdered me.
It was also our goodbye, like ending the show.
It literally was our last goodbye.
It was our last goodbye. Like that was the scene that we ended everything on.
Yeah.
Those were real tears.
No, they really started to really write towards our strengths.
They did.
And we challenged them a lot too. And that's what I loved, because you were such a teammate. We all have to challenge our creatives always to say, this is what I'm interested in now, which was different than years ago before when I got the role. We pushed and challenged and we made it the way we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So our ending was even something that we wanted it to be. It was powerful. Even the idea that our characters finally said we loved each other.
I know.
That was beautiful.
It was like a real life, art imitates life type thing that they were recognizing in us and that we were pushing towards, but also wanted to challenge ourselves.
I love when they made us adversaries. But when we were like going after each other.
Enemies.
We were enemies for a season. And I think the audiences loved it too, because they're like, but wait a minute, they love each other.
I know.
But Victor was just evil, and he had to do evil things.
You just had a moment. You were just having a moment.
He just wasn't feeling well. And what kind of research did you do to play an influencer in What's Inside?
You're always pulling from life for characters, movies or people you know or like characters that you've seen before. I'm always pulling from different things and getting inspiration from different places. For Nikki, it was less of a stretch, interestingly, just because social media is dominated because that's me.
No, but
social media has
those girls.
That, and I know those girls, and I also understand like the world that I'm someone that grew up in the era of Instagram, social media, and how much we now use it to create a business, an identity, a platform to showcase who you are and what your interests are, what you care about. So it wasn't like too much of a stretch.
You should tag her in one of your Instagram stories so she can cherry pick one of your 8 billion followers.
I also amped it up. Like I was trying to be like, let's go hardcore.
But you also play her though, like really her values and everything like that. What I love is that I can't tell if they're true or not.
I know, that was the vibe though.
Does she really believe this shit?
There's like one scene where I'm like talking about like the children in Sudan or something. There's a charity I work with that brings relief to villages in Sudan. And honestly, social media is this amazing resource.
You're like, exactly. You're like, does she really give a shit about this? Or is it just like...
Greg, just let me go off, like improv.
Thoughts on the Water Project Club? Oh, that thing in Africa, whatever. IDK, isn't the world over the whole white savior thing?
Okay, we'll end this by saying, what do you like about me?
Literally everything. I'm obsessed with you.
I'm obsessed with you. I love you. I love you too.
This is so fun.
I love you so much.
And how fun. This is Between Two Faves.
That's my fave.